Let me show you a simple way to turn this into this. Or this into this. Or this into this. The key to this kind of a vibe is a good multi-effect unit with some exciting presets in it. So we're talking about taking an element that's maybe a little bit too naked or a bit too simple or a bit too two-dimensional or something, and then putting it into a multi-effect unit where we just browse presets until one of them hits us in the right way, maybe adjust it a little bit, and then render that to audio. There are several multi-effect units on the market that you could explore, but today we're going to be using a new one by Beatsurfing. Beatsurfing is the company that made Random and Random Metal and a few other very cool plugins, and it's this new multi-effect unit that's just dripping with vibe, and actually I'm helping them make some presets for it. So what I'm working on today is a pre-release version where I'm just trying to create some interesting presets, and the vibe of what's coming out is freaking cool. So as I was working, I figured, oh my god, I really should be recording this. So today I want you to explore with me what exactly happens when you combine up to 4 different effects and how you can turn a very simple sound into something groovy and cool and freaky. Check this out. For this example, I'm just putting a simple loop into it. Something like this. Now let's activate. So sometimes you get these sweet spots, right, when you activate a thing, and that's not always predictably something that you can repeat because there might be some chaos inside the plugin. So always remember that on a second audio channel, you can always hit record and record the output so that then later you can just loop the section that you want and place it in the music as you were intending. So like in this case, for example, it's important to me that the downbeat is there, and then we can take a little loop, little 1-bar loop, and now this is always going to work. And I can put that into a composition, add a hi-hat, whatever, build on top of this. And this thing is just dripping with vibe. So without the plugin, it's just, which is like fine. But here we have a whole freaking musical idea. Like this already just makes you want to dance. Okay, so I want to design a whole bunch of groove-based presets that are mostly for percussive elements. And like, for example, let's work with just this little up hat loop, and let's add on the cheat code. When you open up cheat code, you basically have 4 slots that you can put these little effect units into, and then you can hook those up in series or in parallel or a blend between series and parallel. Let's keep it real simple to start. And start by selecting one of the effects. So these are all the effects that you can put in a slot. And specifically, I love the sequence delay. This is a part of a conversation that I was having with Pascal, the head coder, about if you just want a delay to add groove. And so what you see here are basically little 16th note taps. So if you make it dry, we just get that up hat. And we're adding in these little 16th note groovy taps to turn what is like a hi-hat into kind of a shaker type vibe. I've already saved this as Underdog Shaker and also an alternative version. One of the things this plugin encourages you to do is just hit randomize. You'll see there's these like cute CRT TV type displays that kind of react to the audio. Let's switch up the loop that we're working with. So this is the sound that we're working with. Let's add back in the cheat code. So without the plugin, with the plugin, it's a bit crazy, right? Without, with, cool. Oof, that feels good. What's even causing that? Freaky. So this is the kick drum that I'm going to use. And let's see what kind of grooves we can get out of that. So I like starting from the shaker because it immediately gives something a groove. And if I want to do something rhythmical, it's a good place to start. That's a nasty sound. Oh, damn. Okay. So the magic of these multi-effect units, right, is that you don't need to really obsess over the exact settings. You just flick through presets until one of them gels with the source material, like this one. Because without it, it's just this kick drum, and with it, it's this crazy beat. Imagine putting some fresh, high layers on top of this. I love this stuff. And the magic just happens from flicking through a bunch of presets, right? Let me try a different kick and just flick through some presets. Oh, weird. Oh, cool. Freaky. These little delicate sounds. Did not expect that to come out, but might as well record it. Can be a layer for a song that we're working on. Using a plugin like this is all about the happy accidents. It's just about exploration and try stuff out and see what happens. So let's imagine using it on a vocal. This heavily processed and layered vocal. All right, let's turn it on and start flicking around through the presets. That's a hook. Oh, cool. Because of that happy accident here, that's why we recorded the audio, right? I actually think that's a super dope effect. That's a beautiful reverb. Wow. Freaky. Whoa. Freaky. Wow. So yeah, basically it's just an endless vibe machine, right? It's like, it's a cheat code. It's like the 2 clicks and it's perfect meme. For those of you who are chronically online, you know what I mean. It's just an endless inspiration engine. And if you get into the habit of recording the output, and you'll capture all the weird, freaky ways in which it accidentally gives you these magic moments, and then you can slice those in and place those in your tracks as you feel. If you want to get really nerdy, you can go in and sound design things at the level of the individual effects, but nothing is forcing you to. Just flicking through presets is a totally valid way of going about this. This plugin by Beatsurfing was called Cheat Code. Go check out on their website to find out more about it. But as always, I like teaching concepts and not specific products. So for example, another plugin that does this very well for me is something called Guitar Rig. Guitar Rig is another plugin that's very similar, where you click on the left on a preset and you get a bunch of units, and all together they give your elements a certain vibe. And then it's just all about flicking through presets until something magic happens and you go, oh, that's the feeling and the energy that I want in my song. And if this still feels a little bit overwhelming, remember the framework of the triangle method. A few videos ago, I explained the concept of the triangle method, and it just means that you take any sequencing method, put it into any sound source method, and then into some kind of an effect, and you bounce between the different layers over and back. And this is the layer of the effects. So you set yourself up with a weird parameter, and then you start to sequence some synthesizer or some sampler or something into it, and then you maybe flick through the presets and you just bounce between these 3 levels until something excites you. And it's the most explorative and immediate way of doing music, of exploring music. And then if you want repeatable results, you record the output of your exploration so that you can use that as a sample in what you're doing later. I hope that makes sense. If you like the way I teach, go follow one of my courses on the website. Go have a look at the Beatsurfing website. They are my friends. They deserve good things. Say something nice to me in the comments or share your favorite multi-effects unit. And until next time, stay producing, be good to each other, and take care. Bye-bye.